Hello student, good morning. Uh, Here we are going to start sector of Indian economics. It's the second chapter, the class 10th, and this is the first lecture of this economics. Second lecture of the economics, that is sector of Indian economy, which is on the page number of 9. Sector of the Indian economy. Already we have discussed last year, even though in first lesson of the economics we have discussed there are three sectors of the economy: primary, secondary and tertiary. These are main three sectors of the economy of any country. So how these sectors divide? Primary sector means production, where production activity taken place by the use of natural material. For example, cultivation cotton, or farmers activity, mining activity, all these are comes under the primary sector. And after cultivating this cotton, that goes to the factory for making the textiles. So transportation it requires for sending this uh, raw material from the farmers field to the factory. So it requires secondary sector, that is transportation. Different examples are there of this transportation sector, but it is transportation, it is one of the sector which comes tertiary. And production of the textile, making garments from using this raw material from the primary sector, making garment, textiles, this is secondary sector, that is also called the industrial sector, where raw material is used or for the production process. And tertiary sector, that is transportation, also some services. Even though I am teaching here, that also comes in the tertiary sector. Doctor, which we go to the doctor when we not feel ill, means if we are not convenient about our health, or uh, if we have any problem about the health, then we go to the doctor. So doctor which provide us service, that also comes in the tertiary sector. Means in this way, in economy, sectors are divided into primary, secondary and tertiary, and different sector is having their different activities. So here we are discussing here sectors of the economy in deep. This one was our introduction. So here from the book, let us look at these pictures. Engage in the various economic activities producing goods and services. Different pictures are showing in this page, that is 19, and different activities are there from the different sectors: primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. These are the activities producing goods, services. These activities are minute, even we speak activities. One of the way doing this using some important criteria, that is called the sector. You will find that peoples are engaged in different activities. Different people, they are engaged in different activities, that may be production of goods and services. So these activities are happening around us every minute, even as we speak, everywhere. When we go outside, in the market or in the product, everywhere these activities goes on. Primary, secondary and tertiary sectors. Pictures are showing this. On one way of doing this is group them using the important criteria. These groups are also called the sector. With different activity goes on the different field, and they are called the sectors. Okay, come to the page number 20. There are many activities that are undertaken by directly using natural resources. We are talking about the primary factor. In primary factor, natural resources are used. Take for the example of cultivation of cotton, just we have discussed. It takes the place within the crop season. For the growth of cotton plant, we depend mainly but not entirely on the natural factors, and that natural factor is what? Rainfall, sunshine and climate. Sunshine, climate and rainfall, all these are the natural factors. These are important for cultivation of the cotton. Okay, so what is the primary sector? Activities of primary sector, it is done with the help of natural, most of the mainly natural resources. So we have taken the example of cotton. Cotton require which natural activities? Natural resources, rainfall, then sunshine and climate. The product of this activity, cotton, is natural product. Similarly, in this case of an activity like the dairy, we are dependent on the biological process of animal and available of the fodder. Even though rearing of the domestication of rearing animal, this is all the primary activity which comes biological, which depends upon the biological process of the animal, and again it requires the fodder for eating, availability of the fodder. These are important things for rearing animal. This also comes under the primary sector. The product here, milk, also a natural product, just like cotton, getting milk from the animal, it is also milk, it is natural product. Similarly, minerals or ores are also natural product. Mining activity, it is also primary activity. What is mining? Extracting mineral from the mines, ores, they are natural products. When we produce goods by exploiting natural resources, it is an activity of primary sector. So you will have to understood that primary sector means where production process carry on by using the natural resources. Natural resources are important in this primary sector for the cultivation or extracting minerals from the mines or getting milks from the animal, and all this activity comes in the primary sector. Why primary sector? This is because it forms the base for all other products that we subsequently make. Since most of the natural products we get are from the agriculture. For example, cotton, then making then production of pulses. Primary products are the agricultural production, seeds. Making textile, it is the product of secondary, but for that require what? For that we require what? Okay, so we were talking about the primary sector. Why this sector is called the primary sector? We have seen which are the primary sector: agricultural activity or rearing animals, domesticating animals for getting milk, or extracting mineral or mining activity. All this comes under the primary sector. So question is that why primary sector? This is because it forms the base for all other products that we subsequently make. Since most of the natural products we get are from the agriculture, dairy, fishing, forestry. This sector also called the agricultural and related sector. Okay, so here all you are clear about the primary sector. Primary sector also called the what? Agricultural sector, because almost most of the product that comes from the agriculture come to the secondary sector. Secondary sector covers activities in which natural products are changed into the other forms through the way of manufacturing that we associated with the industrial activity. So one thing is, should have to be clear. Secondary sector means industrial activities. For example, cotton. When cotton goes to the industry, and from this cotton is called the raw material in the industry, and industrialist that convert a raw material, that cotton, into the finished product or textile, and this activity is called the secondary activity or secondary sector. This sector is called the secondary sector, and also it is called the industrial sector. This is called the industrial sector or industrial activity. It is the next step after the primary. The product is not produced by the nature. Here product it is not produced by the nature, but has to be made, and therefore some process of manufacturing is essential. We here industrialist, for example, textile industry is there, so producer use cotton as a raw material which is product from the primary sector. Okay, and that convert into the textile material. Okay, textile garment, but by using this natural product is what here? Cotton. Okay, then this could be in the factory and workshop or at home. Means this production process can be taken in factory, also in workshop, or sometimes at home. If small scale production is there, then production can be taken place at home also. For example, using cotton fibers from the plant, spin yarn and weave cloth using sugar cane as a raw material. Okay, we make the sugar or gur. For example, if the production industry is there for making the sugar, so raw material or that would be here sugar cane, and sugar cane, it is the product of primary sector, and this sugar cane used as a raw material in this industry, sugar cane industry. We make the sugar or gur, that is called the jaggery. We convert earth into the bricks. If we convert the earth into bricks and use the bricks to make the house and building. Here earth means soil. It is as a natural product. By using this earth or soil, we make the bricks. Making bricks, it is the process of secondary sector, or it is called the industrial sector, which is used for making the buildings and houses. This means the three examples we have discussed of the secondary sector or industrial sector. Since this sector gradually becomes associated with the different kind of industries that came up, it is also called the industrial sector. Means different industries are there, different types of industry are there, which based on the different type of raw material. Okay, After the primary, means all these sectors are dependent on each other. Okay, so after primary and secondary, there is third category of the activity that falls under the tertiary sector, which is very important here, or growing special significance here of this sector nowadays, and is different from the above two. Means why it is different from above primary and sector? Because in tertiary sector, direct production is not there. In the tertiary sector, there are activities that help in the development of primary and secondary sector. tertiary sector में कोई direct production activity नहीं होती है, but this tertiary sector help in above both the sector, that is primary and secondary. These activities by themselves do not produce a goods, but they are an aid or support the production process. Means this sector can support the production process, that may be primary or that may be secondary. For example, given here, these examples already we have discussed. For example, goods that are produced in the primary or secondary sector would need to be transported by the trucks or trains and then sold in the wholesale or retail shop. अपने आप जो है ये गुड्स जो है प्रोड्यूस बाय द प्राइमरी एज वेल एज सेकेंडरी सेक्टर, दे कुड नॉट रीच themselves. For adding the value after our production, it is done for the satisfaction of the needs of the people, and that after reaching only to the final consumers, and this can be done with the help of transportation. So transportation, it is the tertiary sector, and primary as well as secondary sector depend upon the tertiary sector. There are different modes of the transportation which comes under this sector. At times it may be necessary to store this in the go down, even though after all, means if immediate after the production, when ready, then immediate all production do not go to the market or do not get to the final consumer. So there is need to require the go downs, and availability of these go downs or store places, they are also comes in this tertiary sector. We also at times we also may not to talk to others over the telephone or send letter communication or borrow money from the bank to help the production and trade. Means these are different examples of the tertiary sector. For example, if we are talking on the telephone or communication or sending letter, all these examples are of the tertiary sector. Even though banking activity, different banking activity, it is done through the bank, that we are going to discuss in next lesson. But this banking sector also comes in this service sector or tertiary sector. Tertiary sector is also called the service sector, and banking activity, even insurance activity, that comes in this tertiary sector or the service sector. Another name is service sector, to help the production and trade. Even transport, storage, communication, banking, trade these are some of the example of this sector. Since these activities generate the service, what is the aim of this activity, or what is the significance? This activity or tertiary sector or service activity, what it generates the services rather than the goods. Instead of direct production of goods, यहाँ कोई भी प्रोडक्शन गुड्स प्रोडक्शन न होते हुए, that generate the services related to this good. Tertiary sector, again this is called the service sector. Okay. So since sector also include service sector also includes some essential services, and which are they, that may not directly help the production of goods. Some of the activities of service sector, they do not directly help the production of goods. For example, we require teachers. Just I gave example of teachers, doctors, those who provide the personal services. These teachers service or doctor service, or what, these are the personal services. Even though washerman, barbers, cobbler, lawyer, and people to do the administrative and even though accounting works, all these comes under the service sectors. Those who give their personal services, or they comes under this third or tertiary sector or service sector. In recent time, certain new services based on the information and technology, recent new services that came in this sector, and that is the information technology. Now it is the fastest growing activities of this sector, such as internet cafe, then ATM booth, call centers, software companies, etc. All these are the important of this tertiary sector. All you are clear till this is on the page number 12, page number 20 of your textbooks. Okay, so here given economic activities through though are grouped into three different categories, are highly interdependent. Let us look with the example. Means all these primary sector activities, tertiary sector activities, and secondary sector activities, all these are interrelated. They are not separated, they are interrelated to each other. Primary sector depend upon the secondary sector, even though secondary sector depend upon the primary sector, and both these sector depend upon the tertiary sector, that we are going to discuss here through this example. So first here given example, imagine what would happen if farmers refuse to sell their sugar cane to the particular sugar mill. The mill will have to shut down. See here, what would happen, क्या हो सकता है if the farmers refuse, फार्मर ने रिफ्यूज़ किया टू सेल देयर शुगर केन, टू वेयर, टू पर्टिकुलर शुगर मिल. शुगर मिल में सेल करने के लिए इन्होंने रिफ्यूज़ किया. द मिल विल हैव टू शट डाउन, एंड मिल एक्टिविटी और मेकिंग sugar from the sugar cane, it is the activity of which sector? Secondary sector. This is the example of secondary sector or industrial sector being dependent on the primary sector. Okay, here means cultivation of sugar cane, it is primary sector, and this sugar cane used in the industrial sector as a raw material. So making sugar from the sugar cane, it is secondary or industrial sector. Okay, see then second example is given here. Imagine what would happen to the cotton cultivation if company decide not to buy from the Indian market and import all cotton they need from the other countries. These companies, imagine what would happen to the cotton cultivation. कॉटन कल्टीवेशन का क्या होगा? ये कंपनी ने डिसाइड किया, क्या डिसाइड किया? नॉट टू बाय फ्रॉम द इंडियन मार्केट. इंडियन मार्केट से ये कॉटन परचेस न करते हुए वो क्या करना? इम्पोर्ट, मीन्स अवेलेबल फ्रॉम द अदर कंट्रीज विच दे नीड्स फॉर देयर industry. So Indian cotton cultivation will become less profitable. After all, this is the primary product. production of the farmers. Cultivation of the cotton, it is the production of farmer in the primary activity, and it would be less profitable. Why farmers produce this cotton? To sell this cotton to the industry, and industrialists, they refuse to, if they refuse to purchase from the Indian market, then their profit would be less. Even though they have what will happen in place of the farmers? Farmers may become farmers may even go bankrupt. Means for cultivation of cotton, they takes loan from the bank for the purchasing raw material, for purchasing other factors of the production, which in for the cultivation. So here he takes the loans, and he will become what? Bankrupt. Means he will unable to take the back to the loan installment to the bank. So if they cannot quickly switch to other product, cotton price will be fall. So farmers will have to cultivate another production if the market is not available for the cotton. Okay. So this is means a primary activity depends upon the secondary activity, secondary sectors activity. Then third given here, third example is given here. Farmers buy many goods such as tractors, pump sets, electricity, pesticides and fertilizers. All these are the factors of production which you have studied in the last year. Palampur, story of village Palampur. All these are called the factors of production, and farmers all needs all these factor of production for the production of agriculture, and all these require, or their farmers buy many of these goods. And what happened here? Imagine what would happen if the price of fertilizers or pump set go up. If the price of the fertilizers or pump set, all these are important, necessary for the farmer for cultivation, and if their prices rised, then what would happen? Their production price, agricultural production price would be increased here because of increasing the price of pump set and fertilizers, and production cost would be also increase of the farmers. Cost of cultivation of Indian farmers will rise and their profit will be reduced, और उनको जो प्रॉफिट मिलने वाला था वो कम होगा. Means what? Primary sector depend upon primary sector depend upon the secondary sector, because this fertilizers, pump set, electricity, pesticide, all these are the production of secondary sector, and primary sector means farmers depend upon the tertiary sector. Primary sector depend upon the primary sector depend upon the secondary sector. All these are the factors of production. They are the product of secondary sector, and if they raise the price, then production price of the farmers for cultivation or agricultural cultivation, that would be increased. Means their cost would be increased and they will get the less profit. Okay. This is the third example, and fourth example given here. People working in industry and service sector, people working in industrial and service sector needs food. Even though those who are working in industries or those are providing service, or all people, they require food. Okay. Imagine what would happen if there is a strike of the transporters and lorries refuse to take the vegetable, milks, etc. From the rural areas. Then food will become scarce in the urban areas. Food will become the scarce in urban areas. whereas farmers will be unable to sell their products, because farmers production, whatever farmers agricultural production, that is vegetable, milk, all this goes to the urban areas, or those who are working in the industries, or providing services. They require these foods, and this can be reached from village to urban area with the help of transportation, or with the help of tertiary sector. And if they refuse for arranging this transportation, then this production, which is essential for the urban people, all people they require, it is important, but in urban areas we get this food, vegetable, from the rural areas with the help of transportation. And if they involved in the strike, or transportation facility is not available, then they cannot reach and will not get the, will not be accessible this food production. Okay, and farmers, their production will not get the value. After all, they produce for getting the value, for selling, for by selling the their production. Their production remain as it is, means there would not be the any type of profit if they do not sell. And their selling, it is depend upon the tertiary sector or transportation. Okay, so here thing was that primary sector depend upon secondary sector depend upon the tertiary sector, and both these primary and secondary sector depend upon the tertiary sector. And now this sector is this tertiary sector's production is also very important. This is growing fast. This tertiary sector is very means nowadays it is growing very fast, or significant increase of this sector. Okay, come to the page number 22 of your textbook, comparing the three sectors. Now we are very familiar about all three sector: primary sector, secondary sector, and tertiary sector. And there another names of the primary, secondary, and tertiary also we have seen. Then here we are going to discuss comparing these three sectors, because all these three sectors, they are interdependent. Primary, just we have seen with some examples. So here how these sectors, three sector, compare. The various production activities in primary, secondary, and tertiary sector produce very large number of goods and services. Also, the three sectors have a large number of people working in them to produce these goods and services. Large number of people involved in this production activity. Even though those who are working population, they are involved in the activities of all these three sectors. Number of people they are involved. Then here also the three sectors have large number of people working in them to produce these goods and services. The next step therefore is to see how much goods and services are produced. Next step is what? How much goods and services are produced, and how many people work in each people. So to find out this, it is very important for comparing this sector. How many people, how much production is there for all sectors, how many people they are working. This is very important. In an economy, there could be one or more sector which are dominant in the term of total production and employment, while other sectors are relatively small in size. In earlier stage production of the primary sector, number of people, even though today we will see in the deep again, but in primary sector number of people they involved from the from starting, but their contribution to GDP, what is GDP, that we will see later on, but contribution to the GDP, even though in first lesson we have seen gross domestic product, production of all the all sectors, that we will see again, but production means this production activity of this economy, or contribution of the contribution to in the GDP is not equal of all the sector. One of the factor that may be dominant to other factor, or that may be small size comparing to the another sector. Okay, here how do we count? Question is that how do we count the various goods and services and know the total production in each sector? This question is very important here. How we do count the various goods and services produced in primary and secondary sector and total production of each sector, that is production of primary, secondary and tertiary sector. With so many thousands of goods and services produced, you might think that this is impossible task. Now, not only would the task be enormous, you might also wonder how we can add up the cars and computers and nails and furnitures. It won't make the sense. Means how we calculate the production of cars, nails, because this is the production of secondary sector. How we calculate, because this is very enormous number of quantities, or computers, production of computers, cars, nails, calculating it is very difficult. Okay, so here how we calculate this in the economics? You are right to thinking so. It is curiosity. We are having the curiosity how we calculate the GDP, or different type of production is there in different sector, and how we calculate in the economics. So this is the curiosity. To get around this problem, economists suggested the solution for calculating these activities. Economists suggested that what the values of goods and services should be used rather than adding up the actual numbers. कितने कार मैन्युफैक्चर हुए हैं, या कितने कंप्यूटर मैन्युफैक्चर हुए हैं, या कितने नेल्स मैन्युफैक्चर हुए हैं, ये न कंसिडर करते हुए उसकी वैल्यू कितनी है, जितने प्रोड्यूस हुए उसकी वैल्यू क्या है, व्हाट इज़ द वैल्यू of the production of the cars, what is the value of the production of nails or computers. This is very important for calculating the value of these three sectors production. Okay, example is given here about wheat. Example, how calculate these values in the economics, suggested by whom? Economists. Example is given of this wheat. For example, if 10,000 bags of wheat is sold, how much bags of the wheat sold in the market? 10,000 kg bags of wheat is sold in the market, and what is the rate? 8 rupees per kg. Now this is the example. Actual 8 in market 8 rupees per kg, it is not the value, but here because of even here given only example, per kg wheat price is 8 rupees. The value of wheat will be 80,000. 10,000 kg bags की वैल्यू कितनी होगी? 80,000 as per 8 rupees per kg के हिसाब से. As per 8 rupees per kg, 10,000 bags price or value would be 80,000. 50,000 here with in this example. So value of 5,000 coconuts at the rate of 10 per coconut would be 50,000. Another example is given here. Value of coconut. Coconut, it is the production of primary sector. Wheat was also example of the primary sector. So value of this as per 10 rupees per coconut, value of 5,000 coconuts would be 50,000. Similar, the value of goods and services in the three sectors are calculated, then added up. Means here value, instead of calculating the numbers of production, we used to calculate their values for getting the contribution of primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector, their contribution. So here student will stop here, and tomorrow again we will discuss how this value calculate, and I will send some questions on this topic in teachers app that you have to solve it.